So last night was Fox's animation Domination and was supposed to premiere at exactly 8 o'clock. And it always starts from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Well, guess what? I turned to Fox last night at precisely 8 o'clock, and all I saw was them airing NASCAR. Yes, NASCAR was airing during the Fox's Animation Domination Sunday lineup. And I couldn't believe it. Like, why couldn't Fox air NASCAR another day? Why couldn't they air it like Saturday? Or at least like 2 hours earlier before Fox's Animation Domination came on? They could have aired it at least like at 5 o'clock in the evening. So I kept flicking back and forth to see if maybe Fox's Animation Domination would have a delay where 2 episodes of the 4 shows would come on later. So I kept flicking back and forth. It still didn't come on. So then I was thinking maybe Fox's Animation Domination wasn't going to come on last night. It did, because it didn't come on until 10 o'clock. So at 10 o'clock, that's when they showed a new episode of Family Guy. That episode, Fat Gun, which is a parody of the movie Top Gun. I enjoyed that episode. It was funny. Then at 10:30, they showed the new episode of Grimsburg. Marvin moves out to prove Harmony that he can be an adult by living on his own. At first, he couldn't do it, because he ended up living at his own job because Martina found him sleeping underneath his desk at work. I mean, when he got up, he literally shirtless with his underwear on. And then it was funny how he told Martina that Harmony kicked him out because she feels like he's not adult enough to live on his own, and Marvin couldn't believe it. So as he's saying that, Marvin digs in his belly button, and then he sniffs and goes, like he's intrigued by the smell of his own belly button. That caught me off guard. I was not expecting him to just randomly dig in his belly button, then sniff it. I'm like, what in the world? Oh, man. But hey, I'm sure there's people that dig in their own belly buttons and wonder what it smells like. And I'm talking about all ages, kids, adults. I'm not here to judge. He wanted to see if he could stay with one of his co-workers. It wasn't going to happen with Martina, nor Winona, or John King. Now, Greg, he didn't mind that Marvin wanted to stay with him because Greg lives by himself and he gets lonely. But Marvin, I guess he didn't want to do that. He probably thought Greg came off as really desperate. So then that's when he found the house that ends up being haunted. And there is a ghost. A female ghost who loves Marvin, and it's a woman that died. Matter of fact, at the beginning, the woman that is a ghost in the house that Marvin was living in, there's a flashback where she ends up poisoning her husband. And she poisoned him because apparently he wasn't spending enough time with her, and she got fed up with it to the point she figured she poisoned him. But karma comes back on her because she drinks a sip of wine, and then she realized at the last minute that she put poison in the wine, so that her ass ended up dying not long after him. And I'm like, you bitch, that's what your dumb ass get. You dumbass bitch. That's karma. That's what you get. I'm like, why would she kill her husband because he wasn't spending much time with her? I mean, I get it. You want your spouse to spend as much time as possible, but how about talking it out with the man? You know, talking it out. Tell him how you really feel so you guys can hopefully work through it. Okay, you poisoning your husband because he hasn't been spending much time with you. That's not going to work. That's totally uncalled for, and you're a psychopathic monster who needs help. Oh, and ever since Marvin pretty much moved out, he made Stan the man of the house. Stan's imaginary friend, Mr. Flesh, you know, that talking skeleton that has flames that appears from his empty eye sockets. He pretty much shows Stan the ropes on how to be the man of the house. And they pretty much do a whole Home Alone style thing where this one guy keeps coming up to their house. And he seems like he's up to no good. So then one night, Stan and Mr. Flesh, they do a little Home Alone thing where they put a paint can to the wire so whoever comes in, they'll hit them in the face. So the same guy who was there a couple of times, he shows up with a gun. So obviously he's going to rob the place. So the can of paint is released, and bam, it hits the man right in the face, so badly to the point that you can't even see the guy's face, and his face is covered in blood. I'm like, good grief, what the heck? So then they go out, and then all of a sudden more trouble happens where another guy gets hit, but it's like some glass that like hit him in the forehead, and his eyes got all big. He's freaking out, mouth wide open. He don't say a damn thing. And I'm like, good lord. Then the final touch, the nail in the coffin, some random carjacker, he shows up. He tells Stan to get out of the car, but then he turns and looks in the back of the car, and he sees the guy who badly got hit with the paint can, and the guy that got glass in his forehead. He's freaked out, and he changes his mind about carjacking. But then Stan out of nowhere becomes a badass. He pulls out a gun, and he tells the guy, you ain't going nowhere. You take your ass back in the car. Like he motivate him to carjack the car. What the heck? So then the guy drives off, but then Stan presses the gun, and the bullet aims right into the guy's head, and he's killed instantly, hits a fire hydrant. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Did Stan shoot the man on purpose? He probably did. Well, that's karma on him too. I mean, you were carjacking Stan to steal the car. Then your ass talking about you change your mind because you see the two men badly hurt in the back of the car. But then Stan told your ass to get back in the car, and so karma was coming when he shot you in the head and you instantly killed. Karma sure is sweet, isn't it? Especially in Grimsburg. Oh, anyways, Marvin saves the day. He also saves his friends in Harmony. So after that, Marvin puts a spoon in the microwave. He quickly runs out of the freaking house. She says something, and then BAM! The haunted house explodes, and so she's gone completely as a ghost. I knew it. I'm not surprised that he's going to find a way to get out of the haunted house. Come on, we knew that man was not going to stay in that haunted house from now on. So what happens next? As the episode ends, he ends up staying with Greg. But I'm surprised he didn't end up eventually going back to Harmony. But I don't know. I still got a feeling he's not going to stay with Greg long. I still think eventually he'll crawl back to Harmony and they'll be back to living together. Where Stan won't be the man of the house. I just got that feeling. Then at 11 o'clock, they show a new episode of Crepopolis. Guess what? At 11:30, that was it. Fox's animation domination was over, and they just went straight right to Fox 2 News. And I'm like, you guys could have waited till midnight to show Fox 2 News. They didn't show a new episode of Great North. I expected the Great North to come on at 11 o'clock. And then Crepopolis 11:30. But no, Fox didn't even air the new episode of Great North. What the hell, Fox? Do you like pissing me off and other people off? Do you like that? How could you, Fox? I can't believe you didn't show a new episode of the Great North. What is wrong with you, Fox? Stop it! Stop pissing me off! Unbelievable. But anyways, that's all I have to say about Fox's animation domination. I was very disappointed that the lineup aired later last night. I wish that Fox would have aired NASCAR another time. Alright, that's it. See you later.